Yeah, maybe sir got some call or something. So what is this Garbha Sanskara? As I mentioned, Garbha and Samskara. Garbha is nothing but a fetus and Samskara is nothing but a ritual follow. The activities which we follow to a fetus to gain a good wealth, good intellect, everything is a Samskara, whatever we are following, cultural activities. So both together to gain a good fetus or to have a good, healthier baby, we are doing this Samskara. And in Ayurveda, as I said, it is an Ayurvedic antenatal care program. With this, actually, as I was saying, in fourth month or fifth month, we feel baby can hear. But even from a birthday, the baby can feel you. The baby can learn whatever you are saying. In this Garbha Sanskara, actually, when the protocol, like Garbha Sanskara's whole 9 months program only is there, and in every month according to fetus development, it may be anatomical development and physiological development, according to that the activities will be taught to a mother. It may be chanting mantras or it may be listening some musics, especially garbha musics only are there, garbha sanskara musics, that may be listening musics, or the environmental of a mother, how it should be. By these all, even like we have history only, right? Whatever the fetus listens or do activities listens in a womb, it will react after birth also, right? Like if we chant mantras, has like researchers we find, if we chant mantras always, in that same mantras or which we listen the musics in a gestational period, even after birth, if baby is crying or if baby is a cranky, if we say that mantras which we heard in a gestational period in a form of garbha sanskara musics or chanting mantras, if we say that to fetus, it will calm down, it will stop crying, or it will, if baby is cranky, it will calm down. Even researchers proved it, this, like baby can react to these mantras. Even like our ancestors also will say, right? In pregnancy, if the mother is always in a sorrow or crying, the baby also will be a oversensitive baby. And if baby, if mother is happy and if we mother is active, then in the same way baby also will be. Actually, after these all, within a year, after 1 year, after infant period, actually how again parents will nurture a baby, the baby will be in a further, right? And should we do Garbha Sanskara and why? Obviously, yes, because nowadays we are seeing in 10 members, almost 3 to 4 mothers will be with the complicated complaints, and even in 10 babies, almost 3 to 4 babies will be complained with the health issues, or immediately after birth, baby had some issues, health problems. These all we are hearing repeatedly, right? Before it was not there. Before every baby was a healthy baby, and actually if any genetic problems are there, obviously the babies were having death, but we were not coming to know, or we were not noticing it because the technology was not developed. But though we have a developed technology now, then to many children's you can see, if in children specialist hospitals, if we go like pediatric hospitals, many cases, different cases you can get. And even ADHD cases and autism cases, if you know what is these diseases, if you all know, these cases are getting very much. Why? Because of our altered lifestyle, because of our adulterated food we are taking, and activities we are doing in a wrong way, which we should not do in a pregnancy, we are doing. So this even child's health issues are getting, and even in pregnancy, the mothers are getting problems, complications, because even in pregnancy also, pregnant mothers also, like women also, we can see many before, in 100, 1 or 2 were having some problems like complications, and they were saying bed rest for them. But now what happened? Vice versa. In 100, 1 or 2 will be healthy, and for rest all, any other complications will be present, or directly they will be in a bed rest, right? So to avoid these all and to have a healthy baby, intelligent baby, and a like overprotective baby, we should follow the Garbha Sanskara. These all are nothing but our old generation. Now, due to technology, our lifestyle fully changed. But before, again, going to back lifestyle, old lifestyle is nothing but a Garbha Sanskara. With that, being happy and being calm is a special point. And by doing this Garbha Sanskara, what all results we will get? One thing, obviously the mother and also a fetus will be, immunity system will be triggered, or strong immune system will be present, and baby will be having intellectual growth, means Shrutadaraha. In Ayurveda we will say, whatever the baby hears, if the mothers follow purely 9 months, every month, particularly Garbha Sanskara, whatever the baby hears, the baby can grasp it. That much intelligent the baby will be. And good moral behavior, obviously, because we are giving a good behavior or good activity to a mother, same will be followed in a fetus. Good capacity to retention, obviously, good memory, as I said, and good grasping, nothing but memory power with concentration, good appetite. Obviously, because in Garbha Sanskara, not only activities, even nutritional ahara, vihara also, they will explain you. So, according to that, good appetite, same appetite will be to baby also. Because nowadays what happened, has pregnancy, women are following different odd forms of dietary food. There will be no any nutrition, and whatever they feel they will eat, even junk foods, everything. And same will go to a fetus. Whatever we eat ahara, one portion of ahara will go to fetus, right? So that same sort of appetite will be followed by a fetus. Obviously, in our olden ancestors also will say, whatever you eat more in a pregnancy, the baby will grab same thing, right? So same thing will happen. So in Garbha Sanskara, what will happen? They will advise you to have nutritious diet, and in which month, what diet you should avoid, what diet you should take, they will explain you. So same thing will be followed to a fetus also. And with skin luster, like healthier skin. So these all will be a benefits. Even more than these, good benefits will get if we follow Garbha Sanskara in a pregnancy. This is about the brief knowledge about the Garbha Sanskara. So coming to a next topic, that is prenatal yoga session. Like what all we will discuss, that is benefits, practices, and safety measures during pregnancy that expecting mothers can do and they can get a benefit. We'll discuss. So as what is prenatal yoga? A practice of physical postures, breathing techniques, and relaxation designed for expecting mothers. What it will do? Obviously, if we say yoga, it will be a physical postures or the meditation or asanas or breathing techniques like pranayama, something. But what it will give aims to promote the physical, mental, and emotional well-being during pregnancy. As I discussed before, we are getting many complications in pregnancies. So if we follow with dietary rules and regulations, if we follow some physical and emotional, mental activities, the pregnancy will be very helpful, and also it will be a happier. Because nowadays what happened, due to this stressful life and running towards the jobs, activities, everything, the pregnancy is a big tension for women nowadays, right? Because what they feel is, if I had a pregnancy, I should suffer physically, and also I should work in home. So better than this, I should avoid pregnancy, they will feel. But our women don't know that by following some rules and regulations, even pregnancy can be a happy pregnancy with whatever activities we are doing, right? So benefits of prenatal. Prenatal is nothing but the conception, before conception and till delivery. This natal period, prenatal period is full gestational age. What all physical benefits we will get by using these yogas or activities, physical activities in pregnancy? Increases the flexibility and strength, obviously, because you are like whoever the mothers are present here can experience. In pregnancy, you will be having rigidity of a body, everywhere ache, backache maybe, or muscle cramps, everything will be. So if you do a physical activities like yogas and exercises, your increases the flexibility and strength, relieves common pregnancy discomforts like back pain and swelling, improves circulation and digestion. Obviously, as they mentioned here, the swelling, why it will be? Due to improper circulation. So this improper circulation and digestion will be correlated or corrected by doing the physical activities. But some women, what they think, if they do more activities, they will get some harms to a fetus, so they will not do any activities, or they will not do anything, they will be in a rest. Actually, it's wrong. In pregnancy, how much the woman will be active, that much the healthy fetus also will be, and her body also will get benefited. Helps to prepare the body for labor and delivery. Actually, it's a right, because some yoga postures are there which will help us to lead a easy labor pain also and easily delivery also. So these all are benefits. These all are physical benefits. What are emotional and mental benefits we will get by doing these yogas or exercises during pregnancy? Reduces stress and anxiety. Because of hormonal imbalance, a woman will be having severe stress or frustration during pregnancy. With that, obviously, she will be going through the physical changes, and also due to hormonal changes, her mental status also will be disturbed. So she can get a stress, and it reduces the stress and anxiety, promotes relaxation and mindfulness, and improves sleep quality. Due to, obviously, as the normal person, for us only, if we work instead of 3 hours, if we work for 4 hours or 5 hours, any physical activity, on that day we will get a relaxed sleep, right? In same way, some postures are advised in pregnancy. If they do all these physical postures, they will get a quality sleep. Safe yoga practices during pregnancy. What all points you should follow if you are doing any yoga or exercises or physical any stretches during pregnancy? As I mentioned, always consult your healthcare providers, because every pregnancy are not same, and every woman also are not same, right? Now, if we are sitting 4 to 5 women together with a pregnancy positive, we all our all's pregnancy will not be same, and our all's health will not be same, and the complications may be, and the presentation of the fetus maybe will not be same, right? So before, now if I am saying as a doctor, do this posture in pregnancy, it will be good, blindly you should not follow. Not only me, anyone, by seeing videos or by going through a YouTube some videos or online some videos, you should not go blindly before going. Actually, yeah, whatever we are explaining now, I am sitting here and explaining the activities that you can follow in a pregnancy. Obviously, I'll be did my studies on that, and I'll be saying, though physically in a presence I didn't saw your condition, right? So before going for any sort of changes in a pregnancy, consult your particular gynecologist, then you can move. Modify poses to suit your body. This is a main thing which blindly our peoples will follow, because excuse, if any changes you want or if any queries, you can ask me, right? Are you all able to hear me?
Yes, madam, it is very clear.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because it was very mute. So I didn't got whether I'm saying correctly, audible or not. So modify poses to suit your body. Has actually has sir is present as a yoga instructor only. Even like some asanas are there or some exercise positions are there. We can say orally or even we can do it. But that same posture will not be comfortable for everyone, right? Especially in pregnancy, because it depends on the posture of a fetus, and it depends on the health of a present woman, and even it depends on the prakriti of a woman. What is this prakriti? Actually, nowadays in the whole India, it's going on from central government, Prakriti Parikshana Abhiyana. It is a actually according to our Ayurveda, we have three sorts of prakritis in a single body, uh, and especially doshas, and that doshas are divided into six prakritis, 5 to 6 prakritis. Even on that prakriti of a body, also this pregnancy, its complications and its conditions depends. So now one exercise is there. All women with the pregnancy can't follow it blindly without the changes. So what they are explaining is, though the position is like this, you can modify it bit according to your comfortable. Because if especially in pregnancy woman, by taking a risk, if she like our sir or teacher said to do this in a same position, and she forcefully do that position, her muscles may cramp it, or she may get the cramps in a back or muscles, right? So you can modify it according to your comfortability. Avoid certain poses. Actually, this twitching poses, deep back bends, and lying flat on your back after, especially after trimester. Even gynecologist will say this, because if you lie down on a flat position after first trimester, has our every organ are going into changes, and every physiological, pathological, every changes are going on in the body. Circulation, obviously we all know, whatever we eat or whatever the blood circulation is there, everything circulation is going to a fetus through us. So if you sleep on a flat position, the uterus will get pressure, and the blood circulation to a body of a baby will be lesser, and it may have pressure on respiratory system of a fetus. So usually they will say to avoid lying on a flat position after first trimester, most probably. So these some points you should avoid in exercises. And say safe poses or safe yogas which you can do in trimester voice in a pregnancy. In first trimester, actually, like some poses I explained in a further in a form of pigs, like cat cow stretch and child pose. These two poses you can follow in a first trimester. And in second trimester, warrior second pose and seated forward bend. This you can do in a second trimester. And in third trimester, butterfly pose and squats. You can do according to your trimester. Trimester is nothing but, I think all of you know, like first 3 months are considered as first trimester, next 3 months are considered as second trimester, and last 3 months are considered as third trimester. Remember here, as they explained according to trimester, this third trimester's butterfly pose or squats you can't do in a first trimester, because if you do butterfly pose in a first trimester, first 3 months, it's in a implantation stage still. So if you do butterfly stage, there are chances of miscarriage. So because of these misconceptions, actually I added in the next coming slides, like myths of a pregnancy. Some will say, they will say like that only, like they may be studied some other things. So they will say, you should not do any yoga poses in pregnancy. It is risk to your pregnancy. Some you may be heard. They will say this because of these reasons. Because as I explained here, particular trimester or particular month have particular poses of yoga. But what our women will do, without gaining a full knowledge, if they do butterfly pose or squats pose in first trimester, obviously they will get miscarriage. Because of this misconception, our older people or few people who are not aware of this, they will say, because of their advice we did and we had a miscarriage, they will say. So be aware of this. And briefly, I thought to show you all what are those poses which I explained here. This is nothing but a cat-cow stretch as she is doing. Inhale and tilt your pelvis back for cow pose. Cow pose, actually the animal pose. Then exhale and tuck your tailbone for cat pose. This we can do in first trimester. And this is a child pose. This also, but be aware as actually I'm not able actually the in this position be aware the pressure should not be on your abdomen. You should be in a flexible position and you can do the child pose. And this is actually here only warrior 2 is advisable in first trimester. Actually I added this pic because in postnatal also we have this asana, so I added all the 3 poses of warrior. Only warrior 2 is advisable in first trimester. And this is seated forward fold pose. Actually these all poses why we should do is, as it's a newly pregnancy or it's a pregnancy period, we will be having, as I mentioned, rigidity of muscles will be having, and all elders will be saying, don't do that, don't do this. We will be fully in bed rest, right? Because of these, we are all like back and these, especially leg muscles, all will get a cramp, rigidity. And also, as the physiological changes are going in our body, like nerve pain, some may be like experienced, they will get, especially like thighs to legs, they will get a cramping, like twitching pain in the lower extremities. So those all are due to rigidity of our body. So by doing these all, we are making the body flexible so that the strength or the rigidity will be, strength will be increased and rigidity will be reduced. And butterfly pose, actually, as I said, in third trimester, you can do this. Actually, this butterfly pose will make the uterus stable and it will make the flexibility of the uterus so that the mother will have normal delivery easily. When the cramp starts, the contraction starts. Obviously, contraction is nothing but the cramp, the folding and relaxation of the uterine muscles will happen when the contraction starts. Usually, you may be here. Few women, they will start with the contractions, but no, delivery will not happen. The cervix will not get open and the baby will not come out because of the over rigidity or the over stiffness of the cervix. So by doing in third trimester, by doing this pose, butterfly pose or Bhadrasana, what we say in Ayurveda, this is one of the asana. So by doing this, uterine muscles will be relaxed, flexible, so that it will be very easy to have a normal delivery. And this is quite, actually by pose only we can say, right? Here, what positions we are taking, these all will relax our especially trunk muscles and even with the thigh muscles. So pelvic region will be relaxed here so that it will be very helpful for in delivery. So some breathing techniques also we can follow in prenatal like gestational period, that is Ujjayi breathe, that is ocean's breathe. Inhale through the nose, exhale slowly through the mouth, creating a soft audible sound, calms the nerve system. Actually nothing but in simple language we can say, in Hindus we will follow Om, we will say, right? That is nothing but the ocean breathe we can say in a simple way. And alternative nostril breathing, that is nothing but pranayama. What we do, exhale from one nostril and close the nostril and inhale from one nostril, close the nostril and exhale from the another. It will calm our mind also and it will promote relaxation also. Deep belly breathing, deep inhale and exhale helps in reducing the stress and tension. It is one of the steps in pranayama. Even these three also we can follow in pregnancy period. Obviously, as I mentioned before also, we should avoid some poses because as pregnancy is going on and some organs are getting changed. If we do back bending or twitching, obviously we will be having complications. Someone raised hand, I think.
Yes, madam. I had a question on the poses you showed.
Yes, sir.
Basically, during pregnancy, people tell avoid forward bending and all, but the poses what you showed,
Yes,
the
sir. That's what I mentioned. These
uh,
forward bending poses are there, and this child cow, that is
uh,
only during the child pose, and sitting bend is only during the trimester voice. Like in first trimester child pose, they explained because as you are seeing,
yeah.
for that also I mentioned. But here you should be aware of getting pressure on abdomen. Here actually on abdomen pressure will not get, and also when we say you should avoid bending is in third trimester, because as the abdomen will be developed fully, we can't bend also, and also we should not do, right? So in third trimester especially, they mentioned only two poses, that is butterfly and squats. In
Okay.
first two trimester, like especially in first trimester, actually the abdomen will not come out, like the gestational height will not be came out, right? So it's in a safe way we can do it. For that reason only I mentioned here to point out something, like you can specify the poses how you are comfortable.
Got it. But
Uh,
the question is, the moment if we know the woman is pregnant,
yeah.
generally houses also the elders recommend don't bend at all.
Yeah, that's what, sir. Actually, it's a myth. In further slides, I added even that point also, and some
Okay.
others raised hand, I guess.
Ma'am, me, Vidya.
Yeah, ma'am.
Ma'am, child pose, you have to keep the knees apart, right? Knees apart and then bend.
Just a minute.
Correct. No?
Yeah, and also if you're keeping also here, abdomen pressure will not get, na, ma'am.
You can't keep the knees together because it may affect the.
Yeah. One thing, actually, abdomen pressure we will not get, and also in first trimester, still the abdomen, whatever gestational height we will get, the whatever the gestational stomach we will get, that will not be. So the pressure will not be on a uterus in this position. Can we move further?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have one question.
Yeah, ma'am.
Anushka Sharma had done a headstand in his last trimester, I guess.
I didn't got you, ma'am. Sorry.
Ma'am, Anushka Sharma, heroine, she did headstand. She showed, yeah. So she did it in the last trimester. So is it okay?
That's what I'm saying. Now, not only Anushka Sharma, anyone, like in the YouTube, if you search many topics, you will get many exercises, you will get, but as it depends on person and their particular complications or condition of a pregnancy, and particular their health, according to they can do, right? If Anushka Sharma did and if I did, we both are not same, right?
So it depends on person to person. Some are doing weight training, high intense workout as well.
It depends on person to person, and even it depends on pregnancy to pregnancy.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So these are some positions we have to avoid. And safety tips, as I said, if you're doing a poses, first see your comfortability and practice under the prenatal yoga instructor. That's a far better thing. And before doing, as I said, consult your healthcare provider first, then you should go for some sort of changes or exercises, something. And special point, if you're doing any asanas or exercises, use cushions, especially cushions, because it will be comfortable for you. And wherever, not only during the yoga sessions or physical activity sessions, overall pregnancy, you should be hydrated. And like if I say I do this yoga or asana for 15 seconds, it's not compulsory that you should follow 15 seconds or 30 seconds only. Depends, again, here depends on a particular person, how much they are tolerable, they can do. If they feel they are getting over exertion, they can avoid it, or they can stop for a while and they can continue further. That's what in myth and about their fact I added here. Yoga is unsafe during pregnancy. Usually our ancestors or even elders, as sir mentioned, all the elders will say, you should not stretch, you should not bend, you should not do that. Actually, as we mentioned, all, obviously, we agree, all asanas or all yogas we can't do in pregnancy. But as we saw like last slides, according to trimester, according to health of a person, we can follow some asanas or exercises. It will enhance their flexibility and mental status. And next point is, all yoga poses are not suitable for pregnant women. Yeah, we know it, right? Some, obviously, as I said, like squatting or butterfly, we can't do it first trimester. It will lead into miscarriage. That's same thing, like previous child pose or cat cow pose, we can't do in third trimester because already our gestational height will be developed. We can't bend also, when we can't do also, right? So according to conditions, we can follow. So, as overall knowledge we got till now about the prenatal yoga, like gestational yoga, a healthy mom leads to a healthy baby. So we should do a healthy activity, whatever it may be, like my mental status by Garbha Sanskara or the yoga asanas with the physical activities. If the mom is a healthy, it leads to a healthy baby. This was about the prenatal yoga. And next we will see about the postnatal yoga. That is, actually, after, till delivery, the mother will be cared very much. But immediately after a delivery, everyone's concentration, even in yesterday's webinar, I was saying, immediately after delivery, everyone's concentration will move towards a newborn. But no one cares about the mother, right? Even though as much as newborn is taking a steps in, or taking care of a newborn is going in that stage, that much care even the mother need, because she is going through many changes. Even like her body is going through like by organs and by like activities, she is going through the change. Her hormonal imbalance had happened, so she too need change. So what we can do, like, obviously, as I explained, it will be a recovery stage. So we need a relaxing mother, and we need her to keep in a relaxing position, and especially bonding with the baby. Physical activities strengthens the core pelvic floor. There, we were concentrating about the flexibility of a body in gestational age. But here, whatever we are advising a postnatal lady, postnatal means especially 1 month after a delivery. From the day of the delivery till 1 month, that period is known as a natal period. Post, because delivery, after a delivery, postnatal period. Strengthens the core pelvic floor muscles, improves posture and relieves the back pain, aids in recovery from the childbirth. And emotional, obviously, we will hear, right? The woman went into postnatal depression because of her environmental or because of her exhausted body. She may go into depression. So to make the woman out of a depression, we should follow. Enhance the mood and energies level, because as newborn, as her body is not supporting her, the baby is crying, she will go into different forms of conditions in her body, especially that life period, right? So she need a boost to her mood and energy levels. With these all, obviously it encourages the bonding with the baby. When we should start? This is the main question every woman have after delivery. One thing, I added it in a last point, but first thing I'll say, before going to start any of your exercises after delivery, first consult your gynecologist, take their approval, then only you can move further. As I mentioned, person to person differs. Every person is a different. So take your healthcare provider's permission, then you should go. In normal delivery, we can go for postnatal yogas after 4 to 6 weeks, and in cesarean section 8 to 10 weeks after a delivery, you can start your exercises or activities. But this strict 4 to 6 weeks in normal delivery and 8 to 10 weeks in a cesarean section, fully rest a woman need. Because why I'm stressing it, because now women's how they are, even after delivery, immediately after delivery, obviously they will be gained weight and they will not be good. So cosmetic purpose, or they will be over conscious about their body, right? Immediately after delivery, they will start some exercises or some activities, walking, something. But as I mentioned in last slide, 4 to 6 weeks in normal delivery and 8 to 10 weeks in cesarean section, must and should they need rest. After this, after taking permission of their gynecologist, they can go for the exercises or any activities. And key focus, special focus is gentle stretch and strengthening exercises, pelvic floor recovery. Pelvic floor, why they are mentioning or pointing out? Because as the uterus is related to a pelvic floor, many changes are happened there. So, and core rehabilitation, relaxation and mindfulness practices. These all will be a benefits to a key focus area. Soft yoga poses for postnatal recovery. As we saw, cat-cow pose and child pose, even in first trimester we saw gentle poses. Means they can begin with these poses after delivery. Strengthening poses is bridge pose and warrior 1 or 2 they can start. And core recovery poses after later modified planks and dead bug exercises they can start. In these few we saw already. So whichever we missed there, I added here. This is the how to do bridge pose. In this, even your back, every delivered woman will be with severe backache problem, right? So that can be recovered here with this pose, and even they can strengthen their abdominal muscles. And as they showed, the poses will be like this. Even in this, all types of muscles rigidity will be relaxed. And another one is pose breakdown, that is modified plank pose. These also, especially these poses are to strengthen, because like if we have any delivered mother, you can see our all muscles will be like fully elasticity will be loosed elasticity, right? They will not be having any strength in our muscles, especially abdomen muscles. Even for scars, so many they will apply something that on that scars only will be having fully poor elasticity skins, right? So to strengthen all those relaxed elasticity skin and muscles, these poses they can follow core poses. And this is a dead bug exercise progression. Even this to strengthen the extremities muscles, they are advising. Yoga with the baby, because even we can't concentrate only on us after delivery, right? Our newborn is waiting there for us. So even we can do this, some sort of activities with baby, like baby cobra pose, playful engagement, like with playing with a baby only we can do some sort of activities. Seated forward bend we can do. Even by keeping a baby in front of us, we can do newborns, and with playing with a baby only we can do. By doing this, even the bond between newborn and us will be increased. Safety tips, obviously avoid overexertion, because your body needs a rest still, and your body going through a changes, so you need some sort of rest. Avoid poses that strain the abdominal area, because especially in C-section there will be stitches, pain, or they want the recovery stage of the skin. So some sort of twitches or the stretching should be avoided. And if you use cushions or pillows like supportive, it's well and good. With this all, stay hydrated and practice in a calm environment. Breathing and relaxation techniques in a postnatal period is obviously diaphragmatic breathing to calm the nerve system, Nadi Shodhana, alternative nostril, that is pranayama, and guided meditation reduces the stress. Obviously, meditation by sitting in a closed eyes is not only a meditation. By keeping any sort of ideal or any sort of things in our mind and thinking about the same thing for few minutes is also a meditation. By sitting simply, if you're dreaming or if you're thinking any others, it's not a meditation. Even your mind should be in a pointed way. And some postpartum challenges which we face, obviously, has a depression and anxiety, fatigue and sleep deprived because of newborn, and lack of core strength in pelvic floor. These all actually challenges which we feel in postpartum, right? But how yoga can help these first three challenges, can anyone say? As we all saw till now, the activities which we should do, we should avoid. Can anyone say now how yoga will overcome these all challenges?
One is by doing meditations and pranayamas, the mind will become calmer.
Yes.
And the blood circulation improves by doing
Yeah.
certain asanas and doing the pranayamas. And yes, it also improves the immune system.
Obviously, sir.
These are few very important things that
Points, yeah. Obviously, this depression may be, anxiety may be, sleep depression may be, these all will be due to our disturbed mind and disturbed physically, we are not healthy, right? So if we follow all these yoga poses, obviously we will feel flexible and relaxed. And with that, by doing meditation and all, our mind also will be cool. And myths about postnatal yoga is you need to be fully recovered to start yoga. Obviously, no. Yeah, ma'am. Geeta, ma'am. Yeah, you are right. And you need, like, as I mentioned, some sort of rest you need, like 4 weeks and 8 weeks, then you can start. And postnatal yoga is only about exercises. Obviously, no. We saw all the steps till now, right? It includes all mental status, relaxation, and even physical status. Conclusion, obviously, as I said, a happy mom is a healthy, leads to a healthy baby. Here in postnatal, we can quote like a happy mom is a healthy mom. If a mom is a healthy, obviously the baby and family will be a healthy one, right? So thank you for listening calmly for 1 hour. And I feel like the session was helpful for you all, I guess. And if you have any doubts, you can ask. Still 5 minutes time is there. So we can go through any confusions if you have doubts. And how was this session? You can mention. I mean, if you want any changes, you can mention.
Ma'am, can we get the ebook?
About its slides you're asking, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. I'll share the slides in a group.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, ma'am.
It was a great session, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you need any changes for next session, kindly mention in a group. I'll go through that.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.